Right now, you can turn a small dial on your stove and create a controlled flame. You don't think about it. It is just a routine part of making breakfast. But the real answer to how you got that power is far stranger than a simple kitchen appliance. It required an ancient ancestor to completely break the laws of the animal kingdom. It required someone to run toward the one thing every other living creature runs away from. Imagine stepping out of your modern life and waking up 1.5 million years ago in the East African savannah. You are not Homo sapiens, you are Homo erectus. Your body is tall and lean, built for walking massive distances under a punishing sun. Your jaw is heavy, your brow is thick, and your mind operates on a completely different frequency. You do not have words for tomorrow or yesterday. You only have the absolute urgency of right now. The sun is your absolute master. When it dips below the horizon, your world transforms into a landscape of total terrifying vulnerability. The dark is not a time for rest. It is a time when the predators own the earth. You and your small band huddle together on the branches of a giant acacia tree high above the ground. You can hear the low, vibrating sawing sound of a leopard moving through the high grass below. Your heart thumps against your ribs. You press your back against the rough bark, shivering as a cold wind cuts through the valley. You are completely helpless in the dark. Questioning if you will see the sunrise is a daily reality. Then, a massive storm rolls across the plain. Lightning cracks open the sky, striking a dead ironwood tree a mile away. The tree explodes into brilliant, dancing orange light. Every animal on the savannah panics. The antelope bolt. The birds scream into the air, and even the lions retreat into the shadows. Your band shudders and hides their faces, but you don't look away. Something inside your expanding brain clicks. You slowly climb down from the safety of the branches. Your feet touch the damp earth. Every survival instinct you possess is screaming at you to run in the opposite direction. Fire is death. Fire burns the skin and destroys the forest. But you notice something else. As you walk closer to the burning tree, the biting cold of the savannah morning begins to fade. A strange, comforting warmth wraps around your body. You look down and see a fallen branch lying on the ground. The tip of it is glowing with a bright orange ember. You pick it up by the cold end. You are now holding a piece of the sun in your hand. This is the exact moment everything changes. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham notes that this single choice fundamentally redirected the course of human evolution. You didn't invent fire, you captured it, but capturing it is only the first step. If you hold it still, the flame suffocates and dies. If you drop it in dry brush, it grows into an unstoppable monster that will consume you. You have to feed it just enough, but not too much. You carry the glowing stick back to a small clearing near a rock overhang. You gently place it on a bed of dry grass. You blow on it softly, your breath providing the oxygen it needs to catch. A tiny, bright flame licks up from the grass. You have just built the first hearth in human history. Suddenly, the power balance of the entire planet flips. The sun goes down again, but this time, you do not climb the tree. You stay on the ground. You place heavy logs onto the flames, creating a brilliant wall of light and heat. A large hyena approaches the edge of the clearing, its eyes reflecting the orange glow. In the past, you would have frozen in terror. Now you grab a burning branch and wave it aggressively. The hyena yelps and runs back into the dark. For the first time since life emerged from the oceans, a primate is safe on the ground at night. This newfound safety changes your biology. Because you no longer have to sleep in trees, your body stops investing energy into climbing adaptations. Your fingers grow straighter. Your toes lose their grip. More importantly, the fire begins to change what you eat. You look at a tough, fibrous wild tuber you dug out of the ground earlier. Raw, it takes hours of intense chewing to digest. You accidentally drop it into the hot ashes at the edge of the fire. When you pull it out, the skin is blackened, but the inside is soft. You take a bite. It is sweet, tender, and incredibly easy to swallow. This is the cooking hypothesis in action. Neuroscientist Susanna Herculano-Hausel discovered that cooking acts as a form of external digestion. It breaks down tough plant fibers and denatures proteins before the food even touches your mouth. Suddenly, you don't need massive, powerful jaws or a giant, complex digestive tract to process raw meat and roots. Over generations, your species' stomach and intestines literally shrink. The massive amount of metabolic energy that used to be spent on digesting raw, low-quality food, is suddenly freed up. Where does that extra energy go? It goes straight to your head. Your brain begins to grow at an unprecedented rate. Fire is literally building a bigger, more complex mind inside your skull. The fire also rewires your social structure. Before this, your day ended the moment the sun went down. Your life was dictated by the strict cycle of light and dark. Now, the fire stretches the day by 4 or 5 hours. You have nothing to do but sit around the circle of warmth. You look across the flames at the other members of your band. You begin to make eye contact. You use vocalizations, hand gestures, and expressions to communicate. Sociologist Polly Wiesner studied modern hunter-gatherers and found that daytime conversations are almost entirely about logistics and work. But fireside conversations are completely different. They are about relationships, stories, and building trust. Around this first fire, you are laying the literal groundwork for human culture. You are forming deep emotional bonds that go far beyond simple survival partnerships. You are becoming human. Days pass, and you realize the fire is a demanding companion. It never sleeps. It has to be watched, protected from torrential rain, and fed constantly. If your band moves to find new food sources, someone has to carry the fire with them in a hollowed-out horn or a bundle of tightly wrapped green leaves. You become a guardian of the flame. The survival of your entire family now depends on keeping this chemical reaction alive. One afternoon, a massive downpour hits your camp. You try to cover the fire with large leaves, but the water pours through the gaps. The wood hisses. Thick white smoke billows into the air. The bright orange embers turn gray and cold. The fire is dead. Panic sets in. The warmth is gone, and the dark is approaching fast. That night, you are forced back into the trees, shivering in the cold, listening to the predators circle below. The loss of the fire feels like a physical ache. You have tasted a life of safety and dominance, and returning to the status of helpless prey is intolerable. You realize you cannot just rely on lightning strikes. You need to learn how to make it yourself. You spend weeks experimenting. You take a hard piece of flint and strike it against iron-rich rock. Sparks fly out, but they die before hitting the ground. You try rubbing 2 dry sticks together, turning one rapidly inside a small groove in a wooden block. Your hands blister. Your arms ache. The wood gets hot. A tiny wisp of smoke rises, but no flame appears. You fail over and over again. But your larger brain allows you to understand cause and effect. You realize the friction creates heat, but the heat needs incredibly fine, dry material to turn into a fire. You collect the softest, driest fungus from the side of a dead tree. You crush it into a powder. You rub the sticks together again, moving faster and harder than before. The friction builds. Smoke rises. You drop a tiny, glowing black coal onto the fungus powder. You gently fold the dry grass around it and blow. A bright, clean flame bursts to life. You didn't just capture fire this time. You created it. You have successfully unlocked the ultimate tool of planetary transformation. With the ability to start fire at will, your species can now leave the warm cradle of East Africa. You can travel north into the freezing landscapes of Europe and Asia. You can live in caves during ice ages. You can clear entire forests to hunt game. You can shape the physical geography of the earth to suit your needs. Every other animal must adapt to their environment to survive. You have just learned how to make the environment adapt to you. Millions of years later, that ancient triumph is still wired directly into your nervous system. Think about what happens when you go camping today. You gather logs, build a small pyramid of wood, and light a match. As the flames grow, everyone in the group naturally stops what they are doing. They pull their chairs closer. They sit in a circle, staring into the shifting orange embers in absolute silence. Your modern brain, filled with thoughts of Wi-Fi passwords, text messages, and career stress, suddenly relaxes. Your heart rate slows down. Why does a campfire bring such immediate, profound psychological comfort? Because for over 1 million years, staring into those exact same orange flames meant one thing. It meant you were safe. It meant the predators couldn't reach you. It meant your tribe was close, food was cooking, and you were going to survive the night. So tonight, when you walk into your kitchen and turn that small dial on your stove, take a second to look at the blue flame. It is the direct descendant of the wild lightning strike that changed everything. You aren't just using a kitchen appliance. You are exercising an ancient birthright that allowed a weak, hairless primate to step down from the trees, conquer the dark, and completely remake the world.